Being lost is not the problem. Staying lost because you are too afraid to move is. Right now, you cannot see the path. You cannot see what comes next. The clarity you are desperate for, the sign, the direction, the unmistakable signal from the universe that this is the way, that this is what you are supposed to do with your one life, has not arrived. And in its absence, you have done what most people do when they cannot see the road ahead. You have stopped walking. You are standing in the middle of somewhere uncertain, hoping that if you wait long enough, the fog will lift on its own and the path will reveal itself without you having to risk moving in the wrong direction. I need to tell you something that changes everything. The path does not reveal itself to people who are standing still. It reveals itself to people who are moving. And every step you take, even if it turns out to be the wrong step, even if it leads somewhere you did not intend, gives you more information than standing still ever could. Being lost is not a failure of navigation, it is the beginning of one. Welcome to Motivation Daily. This one is for every person who woke up today with no idea what they are doing or where they are going, and who needs to hear that this is not the end. It might be the most important beginning of their life. Let me tell you something about the people history remembers as the most purposeful, most directed, most seemingly certain of their path. Almost none of them started that way. Almost none of them had a clear vision from the beginning that they followed in a straight line to inevitable success. What they had, what almost every single one of them had, was a period of profound lostness that turned out to be the crucible in which their purpose was forged. Steve Jobs was lost at 23. He had dropped out of college, was sleeping on floors, eating free meals at a Hare Krishna temple, and had absolutely no roadmap for what came next. He took a calligraphy class, not because it fit any plan, but because it was interesting and he had nothing better to do. That calligraphy class, taken in a period of complete directionlessness, directly influenced the beautiful typography that became one of the defining features of every Apple product ever made. He could not have connected those dots looking forward. He could only connect them looking back. But the connection only existed because he kept moving, kept exploring, kept following curiosity, even when, especially when, he had no idea where it was leading. Or think about Elizabeth Gilbert before Eat, Pray, Love. She was 32 years old, lying on her bathroom floor in the middle of the night, sobbing so hard she could not breathe, in a marriage she knew was wrong, in a life that looked correct from the outside and felt like suffocation from the inside. She was completely, devastatingly, utterly lost. And from that bathroom floor, from that specific crisis of direction that felt like the worst thing that had ever happened to her, she made a decision. Not a plan, not a strategy, a decision to follow what was honest instead of what was safe. To travel, to pray, to love, to write about all of it with a vulnerability that terrified her. The result was one of the best-selling memoirs in publishing history, translated into over 30 languages, read by tens of millions of people who recognized their own lostness in hers and felt for the first time that it was survivable. Her lostness was not the obstacle to her purpose, it was the raw material of it. Now let me speak to what being lost actually feels like from the inside. Because the outside version, the version where lost becomes a catalyst for a beautiful journey, is easy to romanticize in retrospect. From the inside, it does not feel like a catalyst. It feels like failure. It feels like everyone around you has figured out something you have not. It feels like time is passing and you are not keeping up with it, like a current is carrying other people forward while you stand on the bank unable to find your footing. It feels like a question you cannot answer. What am I doing with my life? Echoing in a room that gives back only silence. I want to say this to that feeling directly. It is lying to you. Not about the discomfort, that is real, but about what the discomfort means. Everyone around you who appears to have it figured out is either further into the process of figuring it out than you are right now, or they are performing certainty they do not feel, or they are certain about the wrong things and will discover this at great cost later. Nobody has it as figured out as they appear, and the people who appear most certain are often the ones who stopped asking honest questions long ago, which is not wisdom. It is a different kind of lost. Here is what I know about being lost that I want you to hold on to. Lost means you have not settled. It means you have not accepted a life that does not fit simply because it was available. It means there is something in you that refuses to call the wrong thing the right thing, that will not go quiet in the face of a life that is adequate but not true. That refusal, that inconvenient, uncomfortable, relentless refusal to pretend is not a problem. It is the most alive part of you, and the most alive part of you deserves to be followed, not silenced. So what do you do when you are lost and the path is not visible? You do not wait for certainty. You do not sit still and hope the direction finds you. You move toward the thing that is most honest. You ask yourself, not what should I do with my life? That question is too large and too abstract to answer from inside the fog. But what is the most honest next step I can take right now? Not the whole plan, just the next step. Name it, then take it. Let's go. You are not failing at life. You are in the part of it where the direction is being decided. Take the next honest step. The path will show itself. It always does. Share this with someone who is lost right now and needs to know that lost is not the same as finished. Subscribe to Motivation Daily. We show up every day for the people still finding their way. Drop a comment and tell me, what is the most honest next step you can take right now? Not the whole plan, just the next step. Name it, then take it. Let's go.